And welcome back, folks, to We'll Take It From Here with Joe and Don. This is Joe. Now, for those of you who have been watching and listening to our show for 66, this is our 66th episode. Normally, you would hear Don say, and I'm Don. But as he mentioned on our Instagram, he's going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus, about 2 months, maybe 75 days, who knows, to focus on himself, focus on growing his business, focus just on growing as a human himself and on focusing on his relationship. So we're going to miss him for these couple months, but we're very happy for him. He's got a detailing business called Break Free Detailing. So definitely check that out. Definitely on Instagram. He does a hell of a job. He does, ceramic coating, all the works. He's got also, if you visit breakfreedetailing.com, definitely you can find all the details for what he does and all of the pictures for the work he does as well. So this is the first time doing the intro by myself. You're listening to a show in which we speak about life with the goal to make you think, but entertain you as well. You're listening wherever you're listening, so it's whether it's Spotify, Apple, but also now we have a sick channel on YouTube thanks to Johnny, our cameraman, who's actually going to be on the show today as well. So definitely check us out there, please. We're on Podbean and some other stuff. I'm at Joe Francesco 48. Our Instagram is We'll Take It From Here podcast, so definitely check us out there. Give us a follow, give us likes, give us some activity and feedback. You guys have been great up until now, and now we're going on episode 66, and today we are interviewing a repeat guest, Anthony Bongiovanni. You were on episode 42. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you. This is awesome to be back.
Nice. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It's a little different, right? A little different of a setup than what you came on 42. That was before we even have this setup. We were in my parents' basement with a solo mic, and that was just on a table. Yeah, it was crazy.
It was literally just a microphone you had stuck into the computer with like a USB. And you're just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. And welcome, Johnny, to the show. You're a new cameraman, new friend. You're killing it. So thank you for all the hard work you're doing. This is your first time on the show. So we figured also to have you on because you two, I mean, I'm sure you'll be telling our guests, our audience, excuse me. I'm thinking of work, calling everyone a guest.
We're going to tell each other.
Yeah. About the story of you two meeting because you guys have been friends for a while now, right?
I just met him in the elevator. It was weird.
Weird? Yeah, weird time.
I don't know. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thanks for having me.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Thank you for your work.
Thank you. I'm glad I can actually help out somewhere. So
no, you definitely have been killing it, dude. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. What's your feedback since being on and hearing all that? Because you listen to quite a lot, and thank you for that. Let me break open. I don't know why the hell our glasses are empty, but we have some thanks to Anthony being so kind. We have some Ellington Reserve bourbon. I don't know. It smells really good. Or is it? It's Canadian whiskey. Excuse me. It's not bourbon. It's not from... Oh, it smells delicious. Y'all give me your glass.
We'll see how these Canadians make some whiskey.
Bet you it's friendly.
Maybe.
There we are. Oh, yeah. And now I was supposed to take a... That's all good. I'll taste it with it as well. But you brought... what is this called again? This is Dad and Ryan's Birch Beer. Yes. This sounds really fucking cool. Can you explain to ours like what's like the history? Because there's like a cool story behind this, right?
So on the last podcast, I talked about how I was a paramedic. I did EMT. Mm-hmm. The gentleman that owns this company, Mike, he has made this company. He was a firefighter where he lives. So at the firehouse, you would bring your kid, you would bring your family and everything like that. And he said Ryan, it's Dad and Ryan's Birch Beer, would basically drink all the birch beer at the firehouse. This kid would just sit at the table, drink as much birch beer. So Mike had the idea, let's make our own birch beer.
Yeah.
And the significance about this is I don't know if all, but a good proceed of a good chunk of the proceeds go to a special foundation, which, sorry if I'm looking at my phone because
you're fine. Yeah.
It's called Unique.
Okay.
And they have their own website, and it's for children who have a rare chromosome disorder, which Ryan has. So Mike's thought process in this is to give Ryan the ability to find his way in life.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps him have his own business. It helps him grow. It helps him get out there, be social, talk to people. And they're actually growing their business. They grow it they brew everything at home. So now they're going into and doing, like in Denville, they have like the farmer's market on, I think it's Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to go there, kind of sell the birch beer. And you can also do pickups there as well. So if you order online, stuff like that, you can go there, pick it up. The best way to describe this is think of the summer when you're at the carnival, like the state fair.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get some birch beer, like a caramel apple, like and it's amazing birch beer.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I think you were about to say like the
Cider.
hardball cider. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because I was going to say last episode, but I didn't know if that was the last episode.
No, that was 2 episodes ago because we're always a week behind. So
Yeah.
technically it was like 2 or maybe 3 episodes. Yeah, 2 episodes.
So
for
it's
sure.
just like that. It's
Yeah.
caramel apple, drinking a birch beer, root beer, and amazing.
Awesome. So let me show that to the camera just so you know, Dad and Ryan. So thank you. Thank you for bringing this. And let's give it a nice little ASMR, right?
There you go. Nice.
Actually, this is hard though because look, folks, look what the fuck I'm using. All right, I'm using a fucking can opener because I don't even have a bottle opener. I'm a bartender. Go figure.
You left it at work.
Yeah.
So he
Nice.
also sent me his
Yeah, I want to get
basically
underneath
their
this thing first.
mission statement.
Away from the electronics.
Yeah, for sure.
So he said, here's our mission statement.
You want
And
me
he's
to try
like,
it right now, or you
Yeah,
guys?
try it. Yeah.
Sorry. Go
No.
ahead. After you.
So the mission statement that he wrote to me, and this is on his website, it's called Dad and Ryan's Birch Beer teaches individuals with disabilities how to interact in social situations while providing job training to help them achieve the highest earning potential. Our goal is to inspire others to live fulfilling lives by doing what they love, regardless of their challenges.
All right, nice.
Dude, that's awesome.
And meeting Ryan, meeting Mike. Mike is probably the most humble person I have ever met.
Mm-hmm.
He will give you the shirt off of his back, and it's amazing to see how far this has grown. Because it's just like this, like seeing how this has grown,
Mm-hmm.
like just seeing where Mike has taken it, and
That is pretty dope.
so
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Like you said, away from the electronics.
Well, you've already had. I was gonna say you
Yeah.
could try it, but I guess.
All right, let's do this. Ready, gents? Fucking cheers. And don't care about that superstition. You can cheers without alcohol.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It must be an Italian thing.
All right.
Oh, that's fucking delicious.
bro, right?
I'm gonna keep a little more there so I can actually taste both of them by themselves. But that's really good. Dude, I really like that. Oh, this is light.
That's
that
great.
Birch beer.
That is light.
Right? Birch beer is usually a little bit heavier. This is really good.
That's
so
awesome.
when they first started
Good
it,
job.
when they first started it, it was a brown, just like almost like a root beer.
Yeah.
And they changed their whole dynamic and their like the chemical makeup of it to what it is now. And it is, like I said, I can drink this every day, like coming home from work, stressful day at work, pop one open, have it with dinner. My whole family, like everybody, they always ask me, "Oh, when are we gonna get more Dad and Ryan's?"
Oh, this is really good too. Like this is like, it's not. I mean, it's really not that. It's like not bad for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
that's
then
good.
they're also branching into birch beer popcorn.
Oh shit!
Hey, I could
All
see
right, that might
right?
be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, for sure.
Because you have caramel popcorn, so you have
Yeah.
that. You know what's cool? I don't drink soda anymore. I haven't. Well, very rarely.
Yeah.
But usually when I take my first gulp of soda, if it's like Coke or anything, it always gives me like a hiccup afterwards, right?
Yeah.
If you chug it. This did not. This is smooth.
Yeah, it is really smooth.
This
It's
is
clear
awesome.
too. Like I'm looking at yours because we have the whiskey in ours. It's clear, and birch beer, like that's
That's what I was saying.
yeah.
before.
When they
Change, but it still tastes the same. It's amazing.
that is really good.
I
Yeah,
used-
good job.
I used to suck on birch trees, and on the mountain you can.
Wait, what?
Yeah. If you take
I was
the
like-
bark, right, it smells like birch, and
Yeah.
if it's like I don't know the science behind it. I was a kid at the time, but you take the when it rains, it'll you can take the bark off and like cut into it, and it'll actually start dripping, and you can suck it out.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it
I gotta do that. Where can you find birch trees?
Gotta go in the woods, man.
Like literally just anywhere.
Yeah, go in that,
Fuck
grow that
yeah.
mountain man beard and head
Yeah.
into- head into
My
the
mountain
brush.
man stash, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You can find that in the city.
No. They actually might lock you up if they see you doing that.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, you'll fit in.
Yeah, we're fucking lunatics.
Okay.
It's all right. I'm just sucking trees over here. It's okay.
Him and Ronnie down the street.
Bro,
As I hit the
legitimately,
table.
like, I need to be better with the woods. Like, you work in, Johnny, you work in the
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec, yeah. So you're always, and you're out there west in Jersey, so you probably have a lot of woods. You're probably dealing with that a lot.
Kind of, yeah, a lot more weed whacking and stuff like that. But growing up is where I had my fun in the woods, kind of like Don. Yeah. I grew up on, like you said, the west of New Jersey. So basically, it was more mountains than anything.
Yeah, for
Had
sure.
a whole like, it used to be private land, and then it became state land. But dude, I was just roam the woods, mountains, climb mountains, all that stuff. So yeah, it was fun, man.
Nice, fuck yeah. How long did you two mate? Like, cause I know you guys have known each other for a while, and also Jay Cuz, right?
Yeah.
Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Mike,
were karate buddies. So I don't know. See, I was trying to remember when, like, my first impression of you, because when you walk into a dojo, everybody's new, right? But you probably remember more when I walked in, just because it's one new person versus someone else. So I don't know.
I mean, I was trying to remember like what belt I was when you started.
Right.
I had to be.
Who's been doing longer? You.
It would
Yes.
be me.
You guys you started when you were 16.
Well,
And Jay Cuz doing the
Yeah.
longest?
well, no.
No.
I mean, he actually. Well, yes. Mike introduced me to the to karate.
Yeah.
He's been doing it longer because I stopped after a little bit just because of life and school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think I would have had to be around a green, like a blue or
I
green
think so.
belt.
Yeah. Yes.
So that would be 2 years, 3 years of doing it.
Okay. Cool.
And I think we were at the Rockaway.
No, we were on still on 15.
Oh, okay.
And that little
So, yeah.
next to whatever, I think it's a
The
Jewelers or
the
whatever
Dunkin'
it was.
Donuts there on 15 in Jefferson. That's
Okay.
where we started.
Yeah, so it was. I don't know how new it was. It was like It was like the first time there was 2 separate rooms, because I remember the high level was able to go into the other room.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like a newer building. But yeah.
Oh yes, the one back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So there was an original one where I started and Jay Cuz started by the Dunkin' in Jefferson.
Okay.
And then we moved up 15 to like a little kind of like strip mall. There's some kind of like kids like arts and crafts thing there.
Yeah.
So
That's perfect, actually, marketing for the martial arts
Yeah.
studio. Yeah.
Well,
Little
that's what it
kids go
was.
out there, yeah.
Before
Yeah,
that, it was
I
nothing. But
totally
anyway,
forgot about that one. Yeah.
I can see why it wasn't really the best business location, because like people are going 50 miles an hour past that. Because the Jefferson Diner's right, like that's what people would be looking for.
Yeah.
So it'd be
Yeah.
hard to see. But yes, because when I started, it was because of Carmine, our buddy Carmine. Shout out to Carmine if he listens.
Well, you have to get him to listen.
I know.
Like,
He's kind of those people that's like, I don't have to listen to that if he's on. No, I'm just kidding. Because I was looking for something to do, obviously. And then because he's done karate before, but he's been burned by a lot of schools, which is ironic because years later, I felt like I was like the same thing. Money became more important than what was being taught. Let's put it that way. And I don't want to offend anybody, and like no disrespect at all to anybody. But
Bro, this show offends people sometimes, so it's all good.
The sensei was he's been good to me when I went back. But anywho, but he said it was a real awesome place. I was like, yeah, okay. I was 22 at the time, so in my head I thought I was ancient. You know, here I am 36, and I still feel like I'm gonna live to 102.
Yeah.
Fuck it, dude. I'm all about living to it, dude.
Manifesting that.
Dude, you swear to God, I don't believe in buying that bullshit about 78 for men, 82 for fucking, or 82 for women. If you tell me you're 30 years old, I automatically assume you have another 70 years minimum.
You're a spring chicken.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but so anyway, I thought I was like super old. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of teenagers in here. What are they gonna think of me? Am I gonna be able to? I mean, I was in good shape. I came back from Florida because my grandparents were renting a house in Marathon Key, which was awesome. But all I ate was crab meat, so it was the heaviest I've ever been. Right?
Yeah.
I saw a picture of myself. I was like, oh no. So what I would do is I go to Malin Dickerson, which is basically it's a park up by us.
Yeah.
Well, not by me anymore, but anyway, up where it was. Like you guys talked about hating running, you know, like talking about that on the episode with Steve. And so what I did to make it fun was I would set my timer for 10 minutes and I would go as fast as I could one way on a straightaway, see how far I can do it, and then take like a 2-minute rest and run back to the parking lot, right? So at least you get a 20-minute run. So, and then every day I would see how far I can go on the 1 10-minute, and then try to beat the same time it took me to get there on the way back.
Yeah.
So that's how I played the game. So you set the goal forward, and then you set a goal back.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I got Carmine into doing the same thing, and then we kind of were jogging, and he mentioned karate.
Yeah.
He was doing all kinds of cool kicks in the parking lot. I was like, dude, I want to do that too. So then he got me to go to there, and then I loved it, man. I don't know if you remember, but I was like every day. I paid like at the time I paid full, because I guess you can pay in full. Like there was a marketing thing where it'd be like you can pay monthly, yearly, or you go full in or whatever it was to black belt, because they said about 4 years was black belt. So I was like, fuck yeah. I've been wanting to do this since I was a little kid, but my parents always said no. Like that was the thing in my household, no. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. I got the money, so I did it. And then, then I met you guys.
Yep.
And so I don't know, like I was trying to remember, like obviously my impression of you guys were higher belts. So I was always just like, oh, what are you guys doing? What's going on with you? Because I think you might have been part of the higher, because you had to have been part of the higher ranks to go in the other room. I was like, oh, dude, are they learning to kill people? Like, what's going on?
Wait, hold on a second. So 4 years isn't the standard time to get a black belt, right? It's usually 10 years, right?
I think for me and Mike, our black belts were about 7 years. So
was it 7 years?
Yeah,
because they were telling me about 4 years. I did skip a belt rank.
No,
like a high. They did like an orange and a high orange or whatever it was. I skipped the high part, and they're like, "Oh, you can go to the next one."
Orange, high orange.
Well, it went so.
Yeah, what are the belt lights?
Like what he was talking about? It went into money.
Oh.
It's white, yellow, orange, high orange, green, blue, purple, high purple.
Yep.
You have 3 levels of brown, and then like a black belt candidate, and then you go for your black belt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like John was saying, no disrespect to the school. I will tell everybody to go to this school. He is, if you want somebody that is pinpoint accuracy, pinpoint on his, like the katas and stuff like that, that we were training in, he is a world champion.
Absolutely.
Like take Mikey and Andy, but put it into like this karate. So
that's Kim, fucking awesome.
So Kim Platt, she does the karate.
Yeah.
She does what Ishinru.
Yeah.
Which is what we learned.
Right.
And I think they were like the same teachers or like a branch off the teachers. But he's probably about like Mikey's size. So probably like 5'6".
No, Mikey is like 5'11".
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
I was like, that's
sorry, Mike.
We'll get a ruler.
No, Mikey's gonna hear this.
No, but it's all good.
He's gonna hear this and be like, "I'm taking a blue belt."
No, dude, he's gonna come in one day. He's gonna be like, "Yo, Anthony, why don't we roll today?"
Yeah,
and you're like, "Oh,"
and then I'm gonna be like dead.
Yeah, dude.
But he's like probably 5'5".
But he'll kick anyone's ass, dude. Like he will kick over my head, like. Exactly what you say. And like I said, no disrespect to anybody that's happened to listen to this, watch this, that went to school. Like, I recommend it to anybody as well. It's just what happened was it wasn't what I was looking for anymore. It wasn't, my intention was to be the best. And when I reached black belt, like, you feel like a black belt.
Yeah.
From like an 80, not like, I don't want to make it sound stupid and be like, oh, I'm a Power Ranger, that sort of thing. It was just self-confidence. You're literally a black belt martial artist, right? With this, it just, like you mentioned last podcast, it was like, you get a belt, you get a belt, you get a belt.
It was Oprah.
Yeah.
But
Oprah, I love that.
Did you ever get your black belt? Did you go back?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did went back, but so again, like I said, he really helped me out because at the time I didn't have a lot of money to do it because we were saving up to get married, and my career path went like at the time. I'll just say at the time I was working in a warehouse. Because I needed to get out of where I was before, so I was only making like $13.50 an hour with someone who owned a house. So go figure. But that's hey, there you go. There's motivation.
Can you repeat that again? Because I'm just sipping the root beer, which by itself is really good. What did you say? You were making $13.50 an hour and you own the house?
Yep.
I want to hear about this.
How far back you want to go?
No, just what is the mindset? And I'm not insulting you. Actually, this is like you're right. The motivation, right? So you're making $13.50 an hour. You have your own house, right? At this time, are you?
Yeah. No, I bought my house at 25.
Yeah.
So
did you have a girlfriend or wife at this point?
No, single.
Okay, single. So what?
Living the dream. Nah.
No. So but obviously you made it work, right?
Yes.
How'd you make it work?
Okay, so basically, I bought a fixer-upper. I knew how to do it. My dad was a handyman. It wasn't like a catastrophe, but it was enough to... I mean, I always say, while certain friends were out drinking and spending lots of money, I was saving. And, to me, I couldn't wait to get out of my mom's house at the time. It just, it's just a weird... Mm-hmm. It wasn't... My childhood growing up was just weird. It was a fun childhood, but just a lot of weird things happened. Let's put it that way. So, my goal was either to go back to school or help my grandfather with his business because my grandmother was not doing well. And then I couldn't live there anymore. So then I was kind of pushed in the direction of, you should look for another place to live, basically. And I was like, well, I don't feel like renting because then I'm throwing money away at the time. And I was like, you know what? Let's see if I can buy a house. And then I talked to a realtor and crunched some numbers, and it was possible.
Okay.
So anyway, I bought a house because I had a lot saved, and it was almost going for foreclosure. Not many people were going for it, and it was it was a log cabin style, so not many old summer home.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, so not a lot of people were looking for that style anymore, and I just lucked out. And anyway, I was able to buy it and fix it up. So anyway, my grandfather's business didn't work out for me. It just wasn't going to be a family business anymore. He didn't want my dad in on it. It's a story for another time.
Yep.
So if it wasn't going to be another family, or if it wasn't going to be a family business, my grandfather didn't want my dad in it. I was like, well, then you know what, Pop? I want you to sell it because you built it and get your retirement money and just live happily as long as you can. Mm-hmm. Right? So then I ended up landing a manager position at BJ's Wholesale. And I was following money at that point because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went for an interview to be a tire salesman. They loved me so much, they put me to manager. Not of tires, but the store overnight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's how you present yourself, everybody. Pro tip, And so anyway, I hated that job. I was working 16 days straight, 14 plus hour days, I should say, overnights. And, the first few weeks was awesome overnight because you feel like you gain a day somehow. But then you realize you're not sleeping, and that catches up to you really fast. And the way this works at night at that store is you're not just someone walking around with your hands in your pocket and a coffee. That's daytime managers, by the way. No, nighttime managers, your ass is on a forklift, and you're working your ass off, orchestrating the entire store.
Wow.
So it's just only two managers, one for one side, one for the other side. I don't know if you've ever been to a BJ's like Costco. One side you have
I've never been to BJ's.
Food, the other side you have like outdoor stuff and all that stuff. So anyway, giant warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one person would take one side, the other person would take the other side, and then you're just managing everybody in between, doing different setups and whatever. It was basically like what I would have to do for that job, because I could only do it. I would have to override so I couldn't have a lunch or break. So basically you would punch out for lunch, but because I'm so busy, I would override myself to put myself back on, because you can only do that as a manager. So I wouldn't have any breaks, no nothing. Wow. Anyway, it just became terrible. Like, I just started dating my girlfriend, who's my wife now, at the time, while I was still working for my grandfather's business. And then that winter is when I started there. And the only time we ever saw each other is when she came over because she was studying for a master's and working at the same time. So she would come over and just take naps while I was sleeping. And just that was the only time we could hang out.
Yeah.
And if I never saw family for over 9 months. I was just working overnight and just doing what I had to do. So I said, I got to get the hell out of here. Like, it's not healthy for me. It works for other people. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's people out there that work nights. And there's a few people that should only work nights that were working there, right? That was kind of, but anyway. So I ended up finding a warehouse gig down in Pine Brook, and which was fine. It's just I had to take a big pay cut. So I went from, at the time, it was like 20 something because you get an extra $1 for working overnight, to $13.50 an hour. So I did that, and it was just because you know what, at the time I was like, there's no, like, this way of life is not for me, you know. If you're chasing, like, this was a good lesson, don't chase money. I don't care like how you think it's going to make you feel. If you're sacrificing your life and your health, it means nothing. And so like I looked horrible after those 9 months.
Yeah.
And so luckily I was able to get into this warehouse, and yeah, so they offered me $13.50 because in a situation like that, it's one of those, unlike BJ's where it's like, oh, hey, this guy can talk to people. He has communication skills. He's confident. He seems like he can run something, you know, because I was helping my grandfather with his business. So I guess they took that. Anyway, so with this, you got to start at the bottom. Doesn't matter. Start at the bottom. And
you always got to start at the bottom for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I did that, and I made it work, man. I had budget. I don't need much, you know.
Yeah.
I cut the cable.
Yeah, fuck cable. Cable, you don't need cable anyway.
Well, I started out like trimming it down. I was like, all right, I only need 12 channels. It gives me the weather. I need the weather, blah, blah, blah. And then
Bro, you pay
like
$200 for cable, and you get like the same bullshit all where you can go on Spotify or YouTube and listen or watch. We'll take from your podcast. But
absolutely. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. No, but that's a cool story. Thank you for sharing that. And actually, I think it's a good segue into the topic that we have for the show today, because you mentioned sacrifice, and it seems like you did take a risk. Like, you took a risk, you sacrificed, you took a job that you didn't really want to do, but you did it anyway, right? Yeah. Made a change in your life, and that's actually the topic of the show today, because you have made two significant changes. You, as in Anthony, have made two significant changes in your life. One regards to health, and the other one, I would say one regards to mental health, I would say, and I preface this. There's nothing wrong with you mentally. I'm saying.
No, I get what you mean.
And the other one is physical. So I'll let you explain to the audience what I'm talking about. So like the mental and the physical. So you did a hell of a job too.
So I mean, starting off with the mental health, we've seen and we see day in, day out how people are just glued to their phones.
Yep.
And I was too. I was horrible at it. I would go home. I would just scroll on Facebook, on Instagram, on whatever.
Yeah.
So Lent came up, and Lent is you give up something for 40 days. And my idea, I usually give up food.
Okay.
I'm a horrible stress eater. So I candy like Skittles, gummy bears. I mean, I'll do some stuff for food. I'm not going to go as far as Remo with pasta.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, Remo, you heard that, brother? You're getting fucking roasted, baby.
But I love food.
Yeah.
So I would usually, like I said, I would give up chocolate, anything like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's do something different, something that's going to make me better.
Yep.
So I took Instagram, Facebook, and I deleted Snapchat. I wasn't really using it. So
bro, Snapchat is like a good one, but also I have not, like, dude, I'll go on and I'll have like messages from like 25 days ago, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't even use this anymore.
Yeah. So like I deleted it.
Yeah.
No, like I don't really care. So 40 days went by. Like after Easter, you can have your thing you gave up back. I went on just because that's when I messaged you actually, Joe, you messaged me saying, hey, do you mind if John comes on?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, let me try and
you said yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be looking.
I was like, no, fuck that guy.
He was like, John who? And I was like, wait, what? No, I'm just kidding.
He lied.
I was like, oh, let me try and find those old pictures. So I said, that's the only reason I really went back on, is to like find those pictures. And I had like maybe 7 to 10 notifications, and 3 of them were from my wife, of her tagging me in a foster dog we had. And then the rest were just like
bullshit.
Colleen has invited you to something from Lobo. She was like, oh, we're having like an event. So I was like, and then there's some others like little events and stuff like that. And I was just like, so what am I using this for?
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah.
Instagram was the same thing. I had maybe a couple messages from from Timmy Cole.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Him just sending
Fucking
crazy
Timmy, I love
videos of like jiu-jitsu stuff.
I fucking love Timmy. Yeah, no, but it's true. It's like, what the fuck are we using this device for? Now, obviously, I'm using it, and Don also uses it for his business. I'm using it to grow the podcast.
It's great for promotion.
It is great. It is absolutely
or
amazing.
if your wife makes collages, or like mine just is because my boys turned 3 yesterday.
Yeah.
So she's always
Happy
posting.
birthday.
Yeah. Thank you. And so that's what it is. Like I just have it to see pictures. I mean, really, now it's to the point where Facebook is just like full of people that just either promoting something, which is great, or you're hearing about unfortunate divorces or something like that.
Yeah.
At least this,
Well, I mean, yeah.
this is my age. That's like the friends that I, you know what I mean?
No, but also too, like you go on there and it's a good point. Like, what the fuck are we using it for, dude? And I'm a culprit, bro. Before you guys came over, I was watching the game, right, the soccer game, and every once in a while, I found myself picking up the phone just to pick up Instagram. I'm like, dude, like, just stop. Like, to myself, just stop. Like, there's nothing. You're not doing anything cool on there, and there's a lot of like, to bring up the mental health part of it. How many times is there like anxiety based feel with it? For many people, where they're just looking at everyone else's lives instead of living their fucking own. It makes, I don't know, it's baffling to me.
Yeah, and it's just such a weird standard. It's like, oh man, look at his car. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, right. But then you don't know what that person's going through, man.
Yeah,
like you don't like so like the point being, you see the highlights, but you don't know really. Or here's the thing: you see the highlights, and you go, okay, well that person's got that car. But you also didn't see the sacrifice that person made to get that car, right? So, like, you just automatically assume this person has a car, oh, woe is me. But it's like, no, this motherfucker went off on his own 15 years, busted his ass, and deserves it. And then you have the other side of it, too, where you're going on, you're like, oh, this person's life's fucking awesome. Look at all smiling and all these pictures, and they're really hurting inside.
Yeah, the worst for me is when I see people go, oh, shout out to this person. I love them so much. Shout out to this person. I love them so much. It's like, yeah, but did you actually tell them in real life? Or are you just looking for the likes?
Right. Yeah. Oh, the likes are bad. And you find, like, we've all done it. Like, you'll post something and then you'll see who likes it. And it's like, dude, this is wild, right? Like, what the fuck's like, where are we fucking living? Because it's relatively new, if you think about it. Instagram's only been around for how long? Since like 2000 what?
I have no
idea. I don't even know.
2012?
2012, I think. But it's fucking relatively new, dude. Like, we're not supposed to, like, that's why I try to get out as much as possible, because when you're actually outside in like the fucking sun, that's why I love this time of year. Like, it's the sun, you're just getting that freaking beautiful rays on your skin and shit. Like, you just feel good, because that's what we're meant to be out, right? But question for you, because when you did this, because with Lent, it's very easy to say you're going to give something up.
Yeah.
And then completely, I remember, surprise for you fans here. I remember one time I told myself I'm going to give up cursing. That lasted 10 minutes. And then, I swear to God, dude, it's ridiculous. I curse a lot. Fuck
hey, you made those 10 minutes, man. We're proud of you.
Oh, wait, yeah. Yo, you always tell me too, or you always tell me, but I'm always cognizant not to curse within the first, like, what is it, minute and a half for, like, YouTube or something?
Yeah, I haven't looked into that if it changed, but
it's all good.
There was a thing where they won't monetize you if you swear within, like, a certain amount of time within a video.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, it's all good. I'll try it. I think I did really well here. I think I went like 2 minutes. I think I'm good. Yeah,
that's
it's the truth though. Right?
You haven't been angry in a while.
Yo, YouTube audience, if you don't fucking like cursing, I don't know.
If the soccer game didn't go your way today, it'd be a different story.
If the soccer game did not go my way today, I would be exponentially pissed. But that's because I don't know sports. But anyway, I want to know from you, what was the initial reaction? Were you able to do it? Was it easy? And then if it was, cool. If it wasn't, when did it start to become like, I don't even give a shit anymore? And I think you alluded to it too. You went on, but you saw no use to go on. So it seems like, because I posted, I tagged you in the post today that coming on the show, but I even said in the video, I was like, I don't even think he's going to respond because he's not on. So it seems like you've carried it past the 40 days.
So, I mean, at first, it's kind of like muscle memory. After I deleted it, after I got rid of it on my phone, I would find myself when I'm at work sitting in the truck going to a call or whatever, I would all of a sudden take my phone out of my pocket, go to where I keep Instagram or Facebook, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have it on here. So it was kind of that, like, it's just muscle memory.
Yeah.
And I told my wife that. I was like, oh, wow, this is weird. Because I would literally just be sitting in bed or sitting at home or doing whatever. And bam, like I just pull out my phone. I'm like, what am I going to look at? There's nothing there.
It's like when you go to check the time and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, you just go to check the time and then all of a sudden you open an app and then you looked at the time, but you didn't remember it. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Have you ever closed an app just to reopen the same fucking app 2 seconds later?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that pisses me off. And I do it all the time with guess what? Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll close Instagram and be like, I shouldn't even be on this, and I'll open Instagram again. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? And you want to know what, though? I know I brought this up on last week's show with Cheyenne, but the synaptic connections, bro. That's what it is, dude. And shout out Dr. Joe Dispenza for teaching me this in his book. But literally, your brain makes synaptic connections between the dendrites of each cell. So you, muscle memory of always going to that phone or someone always picking up the phone to go to that's engraved. And now I bet you, after 40 days, you probably don't even do that anymore. Or do you, but just at a slower pace. Or slower pace.
To be honest, I really haven't really, like... I'll go on, but I'm like, I'll try and find something on YouTube, like, not fun, but like, informative to watch.
Like bears. I'm a fucking fiend for bears, dude. I'll watch, dude. Bears are my thing, dude.
Dude, come up to my house. A bear laid a shit like this big in my yard. There's random facts.
No, but hey, man. But look, I'm into like polar and grizzly bears. I'm into like more polar and grizzly bears, dude.
That makes sense.
I like panda bears.
Panda bears?
Like Kung Fu Panda. Like that was my jam. Like,
that was
your
jam?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Oh my God, you're missing out.
Well, we watched that in karate, I think, right?
Yeah, we went to the
Fuck
summer
outta here,
camp.
for real?
Yeah.
That's
It
hilarious.
was karate themed.
Yeah.
So,
it
but
is.
that's funny that you mentioned muscle memory because, you know, people are like, oh, it's you're addicted to it, but it's like you might be, like you were just mentioning, you might be addicted, but it's also muscle memory because you're not even thinking of it.
Yep.
Like my wife, she'll yell at me when she hears this because I'm not picking on her. It's just she does this. We're like, all right, we're gonna have a date and we're watching a movie. My phone's like somewhere else. Her phone, she's just like within like 10 minutes of a movie, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She's like, nothing.
That's
You
fucking-
know, like she doesn't even realize. I don't think she realized she was doing it. She just does it.
Yeah. Also, you gotta get like a better. I don't know, what movie were you watching? It was a good movie or no?
I always pick good movies.
Good. Movies nowadays are starting to suck a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we need to bring back good movies. Make
Bloodsport.
movies good. Oh my God, Bloodsport.
There you go.
Bro, Bloodsport was a fucking movie, dude. That was interesting too, because it wasn't Hollywood. I don't think that was like a set of actors that were. I don't think so. I don't know.
That was one of his
Mine was
original.
Mortal Kombat. That was my fucking
Mortal
favorite.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat was probably one of the
Dude,
best fucking.
even the
It's got the
new
best
one.
theme song too, man.
Dude, legitimately. Oh, bro, don't even get me started.
Even
on
the
the
new
fucking,
one.
Well, I told him I met Shang
New
Tsung.
one?
Did you meet Shang Tsung?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
I have
That's
the video.
right. You told me you
Yeah,
met
yeah.
you had fucking Shang Tsung, dude.
Yeah, I
did
have
he
the
fucking
video.
Did he take your fucking soul from the fucking?
Dude, he did that though.
Yeah.
He's just like your soul is mine, and we're just like, it's fucking awesome.
It's fucking Shang Tsung, dude.
He like stood up on a chair and he's like he did the whole thing like he was in the movie. I have the video somewhere. I don't
Oh,
know.
dude,
I
he's
got his
such a
picture.
good actor. That guy, I don't even know his name, but what's his name? Do you know his name or no? Bro, that
Forget it now. I
motherfucker.
apologize.
Bro, literally, there's two people in that movie that could change actors and it would destroy the movie, and that's Liu Kang and Shang Tsung.
Yep.
Those two actors are them. When I think of Liu Kang, I don't even think of the fucking video game. I think of Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat 1 and
that's true.
just the movie. And
Yeah, yeah.
Shang Tsung, too. Fucking hilarious. I can't believe you fucking met Shang Tsung. And he tried to take your soul. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, back to the story.
was-
So
It I would say, like, going back to the question you were saying, how long did it take? Probably a week and a half, just of me, like, because then I was also studying. So I'm doing all my homework, all myself. Like, my biggest thing was taking the phone away, putting it away, or turning on like instrumental, like jazz or blues, like something like that while I'm doing my homework.
yeah.
So that helped me.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it was. And then even now, like I'll go on. Just I haven't even been. I think I went on once today, just because somebody like messaged me, or I was messaged Todd Kaplan.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, all right, I'll go on for a second, and then but I didn't scroll. I didn't look. I don't know. It's not interesting anymore to me. So
Do you feel like you can delete it though?
Well, I
Like,
have.
do you have like this in the back of your mind? It's like, oh well.
I mean, the only thing that I would keep it for is for our like we have foster dogs that we have every once
Yeah.
in a while. So like just to have like to put pictures of them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we have this dog. If you're interested, whatever, like let us know. But other than that, and my photography, because I have the
Right,
photography
yeah,
stuff whenever I get back into it. But
What do you take pictures of?
I'm more nature stuff.
Okay.
So really anything. But I've done a couple photo shoots, but I'm not a big like posing people kind of thing. Like, oh, put your arm around it like here. Like, oh, lift your head up a little. Like, I'm not that way. Like,
You're not like the girls who, whenever there's a perfect picture that was taken, they have to take it 15 more times.
No.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah, I fucking hate that, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
being
yeah.
a second shooter to the wedding photography, because I was doing that for a little while.
yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Like, I like being a second shooter because I could just shoot the the candids and all this, like the background stuff and all that stuff, and then just hand the card in later. When you have posing, like when you're doing the posing, it is weird because you have sometimes if you get them in a weird position, it makes for a better photo.
Yeah.
So sometimes the more awkward they feel, the better it's gonna come out.
Okay, that's interesting.
But yeah, no, that's cool. But you have good photography. You have good photos. You take good photos.
I mean, I've upgraded. I've gotten my Sony. I think it's like an A7 III.
That's what I got.
So my mirrorless, like I was like, all right.
I was doing that for vlogs when I did the
Yeah.
vlogs. Yeah.
Not bad.
It's a great camera.
But it's definitely better. I enjoy it, and it actually segmenting into like the physical. So listening to the podcast, especially with I think Remo, where he's just like one day I woke up and I just started doing it. It's basically how I did it. Like one day.
Oh no shit. He was the influence.
So yeah,
Or the inspiration, I should say.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
But I eat healthy. I definitely have my fixes, as you heard, and my candies, my chocolates. But I wouldn't know how much of that stuff I was eating. And I was like, oh, I can eat it. And I would be eating way too much.
Yeah.
And that's basically what packed down the pounds. For me, I think my heaviest, not recently, but my heaviest was like 215, 220.
Was it this ability? So going back to the days where you were 215, 220 and you couldn't control your eating, was it just habitual? Like what was causing you to just keep stuffing? And was it just like that feel good feeling?
Just stress.
Stress?
Me, like I said before, I'm a horrible stress eater. So like right now that I'm in school, like paramedic school, when I was doing that, now that I'm in nursing school, it's just stress. Yeah. So like I just eat, especially when I'm doing note cards or looking at stuff, like I just eat because I'm like, oh, well, I'm sitting here and my body's just like, well, you should have something right now. Even if I ate like 10 minutes before I started, I'll still be like, all of a sudden I'm like deathly starving.
Fuck.
And I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what the science is behind it, but it's just.
No, that makes sense because your body is like it's like routine. Your body's built on routine. So if that's as soon as you get a thought of like stress, that's what your body wants to do. So it's going to shoot that hunger feeling right away. Yeah. It's like if you ate it at dinner at the same time or whatever, like, and then you skip it. Like as soon as that time comes, you're like, starving.
Yeah, your body. Yeah, your body's like, dude, bro, feed me. Feed me. What the fuck? So then what? So what was your like walk us through what you did? Was it a cold turkey? I'm gonna stop eating this. I'm gonna start working out because I remember you were sending me texts with all your results, dude. You were like fucking running 4 miles, 5 miles. You were fucking crushing it.
I mean, I still am. I'm just not. I mean, I haven't ran in the past couple weeks just because of like exams and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
But one day I woke up, I went to work, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna eat till 12.
Okay.
So I had all my food that I would normally eat, but I just had a bigger lunch. So I had my normal, like my breakfast, and then like a little bit of my lunch during that 12 to like 1 period. Yeah. And then I was like, wow, I'm actually like full, or until like 3 or 4 where I had a tiny snack, and then I went home, I ate dinner. So I was like, oh, you know what? This isn't actually that hard to do.
No, once you do it,
Yeah.
it's like it just gets like, I don't know, your body just gets used to it. It's the same thing as like when your body is, like you were saying before, once it's stressed that you go to pick up the food. When you start to cut stuff out, like your body doesn't get that much hungry, like that hungry anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
So then, I mean, like if I'm with my wife, like on the weekends or whatever, I'll eat when she eats, because I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna eat it. Because if she makes something, just say like she makes like an egg and cheese or something or whatever we're having, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not eating until 12. So like I'll eat.
Oh, so you were doing 12 like every day with the exception of the weekends. Oh, okay.
Or unless I'm with her.
Okay, yeah.
So like I'm usually between 12 and 8, 12 and 9. I mean, it's not like a typical 18-6 or whatever the timeline is where you're not eating. But, and then I would add in like the MyFitnessPal, and I would just track what I'm eating.
Okay, got it.
And that helped me like visualize like, oh, I'm having 3 or 4 like Kit Kat like snack size things. And I'm like, that's like 400 calories, 300 calories. And I'm like, that's a lot of calories. In one little, like in just
1,000%, bro.
In just a little, like maybe 5-10 minute period, I just had 300 calories, 400 calories in chocolate.
Fuck yeah.
So
and
I'm
like that
like-
shit's sticking to you too.
Yeah.
It's not like empty calories. That shit's sticking to the artery, sticking to, for sure.
So then like now I had this, but then I ran into a little problem where I'm like, well, if I work out more, I get calories back, because then I was like, oh, well, now I can eat more.
Yeah.
But so it was a really bad like mindset, because I was like, well, if I work out, I can eat more.
Yeah, isn't that
So now I've kind of like gotten it to where I'm okay.
Awesome.
Where I'm like able to get into like a rhythm and a routine.
Yeah.
So
sure.
it's definitely helped. I actually like today with my lowest weight, I don't know how true my scale is, but my scale said 189.
Oh,
and
nice.
my goal,
what were you starting at?
like 190, 198, 190, like around 200 actually.
And then your scale said 189.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's
So
awesome.
I think I was like 202, 203,
Yeah.
something like that. But I didn't look it. I hold my weight well. I mean, it's a lot in my stomach and everything, but I was like, pants are starting to feel a little looser. Like I was wearing a shirt, like a large shirt today, like while I was out in the yard. And I was like, oh, it's actually like, it fits.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like I still looked like a dad bod, but it was,
No, but
it was
you
nice.
you're making significant progress to lose what, 12 pounds? Let's call
Yeah,
it. Let's call it anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds.
Yeah.
That's really good. And then you just keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't stop at this point.
No.
That's what it. Yeah.
And it's just finding things that will make me fuller longer. So like going back to getting my my diet in check, and just working out, like going to jiu-jitsu, going to the gym, doing running. Now that it's getting nice out, what I did last year, I would wake up before work. So like 4:30, 5 o'clock, go down to the lake, do like 2 laps, which is about 1.5 miles, give or take, and then go back up, get showered, and go to work.
Nice.
But
Not
that
bad.
starts my day,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
No, absolutely. Do you find any mental clarity now that you are physically fit? Do you find a influence on your mental health change or no?
Not
Good.
really.
No?
No. I just find it like I'm just trying to be healthier. We're not getting any younger. I'm
That's true for sure. How old are you?
31.
You spring chicken, you.
Legitimately, I'm the fucking youngest person
So
here.
now-
Don, come back, bro. I'm the youngest person. I'm just kidding.
So now I got 69 years to live.
Yeah, you got 69 years for sure. Minimum, bro. Minimum. 69, good number. But yeah, minimum for sure.
But I mean, it helps. I'm just looking like feeling better. When I used to have a trainer, I had a trainer like 5 years ago or so.
Yeah.
He was like, never look at the scale. Scale doesn't mean anything.
It's how you look.
It's how you feel
Yeah.
and how you look.
Yeah.
So do your pants fit better? Like, do you feel like when you wake up or when you go to bed, like, do you feel better? Do you feel better throughout the day?
Yeah.
And that was a big thing that I've kept in my mind, is it's not all about the number. Yes, the number is nice to see, like you're doing the right thing, but it's not the end all goal.
Yeah, for sure. No. I definitely feel that, like, that feeling is important, because now that, like, I mean, like, look, I'm not saying that I don't really prescribe to a specific diet. I try to eat as healthy as possible, but I will add, like, I'm fucking drinking whiskey right now, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's not good for me, right? But
Depends who you ask.
yeah, it depends on you ask. Stone Cold Steve Austin might fucking stun me for that. But anyway, no, but now that I see that if I go healthy, and I have, let's just say, a fucking bender, let's just say some beer before bed or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I can't, not that I can't sleep, I just had really bad sleep and my stomach hurts, and I'm like, dude, that's like your body telling you, like, bro, what the fuck? And I think that's important, though, because that's showing you that your body's going through a transformation. You know, you should listen to that. It's crazy. So do you have any like goal or anything of what you want to hit? I know you just said scale doesn't mean shit, but do you have, like, are you just going to keep going until you look a certain way? Do you want your body to be a certain type, or no?
No, I mean, I've always put it in my head, like, it would take a lot for me to get abs. But I'm like, at least if I'm in, like, a healthy range. So, like, my goal, I always feel good, like, around 190.
Okay.
So, like, even if I get down to 185, something like that, like, I would be good with that. I don't need to have, like, a flat six-pack or a flat stomach. Like, it's...
For you, it's not your goal. Gotcha.
No. It's just being healthy, being able to... If anyone's really heard of, like, hardworking motherfuckers from Seth Feroce...
No, what is that?
So he has his own podcast.
Do you want more, by the way?
No, I'm good. He owns Axe and Sledge and All American Roughneck. So it's two different companies.
I've heard that.
So he has this. If you look it up on YouTube, it's called Functional and Fuckable.
Functional and fuckable?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That sounds like a like a dating
Oh,
site
so
or
you
something.
gotta be functional and fuckable. I fucking love this.
So-
Go. I've heard this. Let's
yeah.
go.
So it's basically him doing, like, the best way to put it is like him doing CrossFit workouts, but he doesn't call it CrossFit because he's like, fuck CrossFit.
Yeah.
But he does. So, like, he just talked about the other day on his podcast.
Bless you, bro.
Thank you.
He did a mile run to start off.
Yeah.
And then it was like every minute on the minute or something like that, where it was like pull-ups,
Yep.
push-ups, like all these other stuff. And then he ended it with like 100-pound like sandbag carry.
Oh, that's
And
fucked.
he's like,
Those things are fucking crazy.
He's like, I was done.
Yeah, for sure,
And
dude. Every
he's-
minute on the fucking minute, that's
Yeah.
disaster.
And he was a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at him, the guy's like yoked. And he's like 5'5", 5'4", and like 215 of just straight muscle.
Jesus Christ.
Straight.
Wait, so hold on. All right, let's give him 5'5". Let's give him the inch. 215.
Yeah.
What?
I think recently
No. I mean, like, but how
Yeah.
how is that? That's what I meant. How?
extra help. He's very open about.
Oh yeah.
how-
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely on Roy. Okay, that's fine.
But
Or supplement. That's
if you
fine.
look at him, like his bicep is like bigger than my head, and I'm
Jesus
just like,
Christ.
bro.
Listen, as long as you can still wipe your ass, you do what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Hey man, functionable. That's what you gotta be.
Functional.
But that's what he is.
Exactly.
He's
Yeah,
like, he has 3 kids, and he's like, I want to be able to walk outside, do what I got to do, like cut wood, do whatever,
Fuck yeah.
and without being like hunched over, like breathing heavy.
Dude, look.
So the functional, and
Yeah.
and then fuckable.
Well,
you're
fuckable
looking,
for sure.
You're looking good for your wife, for your girlfriend,
Absolutely, dude.
whoever. And then,
Absolutely.
so
That's important. I think we spoke about this on the show a lot. Me and when Don was here, we would speak about it all the time. You have to be capable, functional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to be able to protect as men. We're protectors, like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to, and that's where, like, training martial arts or lifting. I think lifting is very important. I think both of them go hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
You've got to be able to, I don't know, you just got to be able to provide in a way, right? You've got to be able to do shit around the house that maybe your wife can't do, your girlfriend can't do, etc. You got to be able to protect your kids. You got to be able to help grow, like, help your kids grow, right? And then at the same time, you want your wife to be looking like, oh, what's up, right? Yeah, you have fun in bed. Like, fuck it. Like, that's part of the relationship,
Yeah.
right? Like, there's no lie here, right? So, I fucking love that. Functional, fuckable.
Functional.
Does he have a scale or no? Like if you're like, does he have like a perfect ratio? Like if you're a 9 fuckable, but you want to be like
no.
a 7. Okay, gosh.
But like,
That'd be fucking sick. Hey, bro, make a scale. I don't know. That'd be cool.
You just
But-
send in a picture. You're like, you're only a 6. Keep working.
Yeah,
but
right.
it goes back to what we were talking about with John. His whole thing is the hardworking motherfuckers. It's the people the blue collar people that get down every day, wake up at 3:30, 4:30, whatever. They go to work, they do what they got to do, and then they go to the gym, or they do what they got to do at home. And it's like a really cool mindset.
Yeah.
So,
That's
and
fucking-
they're funny to watch too. Like him and his partner, like the other guy. The other guy is a Ironman, so he's done 2 or 3 Ironmans.
You mean like
The triathlon.
Yeah, the triathlon, the one in
Yeah.
Hawaii? Like
Well,
an
he's
actual-
done those. He's done. I think he's coming up on one, if I'm not mistaken.
We had a guest on here, Zaki. She was the Yoga Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
She done
Yeah.
like those triathlons. She
Oh,
did the
yeah, I
Ironman,
listened
but
to
it
that.
was. I don't think she did the
the half marathon.
that like the half
one,
ones yet, but still, which is still
Oh my
incredible.
God.
And yeah, dude, she was explaining about how fucking hard that is and
Yeah.
how mentally grueling and taxing that is. That's impressive. People who do that shit, it's very respectful.
Yeah.
Very
Oh
respectable.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
It's a
think,
lot of training.
like you say, you're after longevity.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to listen to your body first and then work it that way. Like for me, my metabolism when I was younger was off the charts because I was a drummer, I was running, I was doing all kinds of stuff. Like I just have like that, like shaky legs like
Yeah.
when I'm just sitting down. So I could go to Taco Bell, have the grande combo plus a Mexican pizza, and it'd be gone the next day.
Well, legitimately, yeah. And I was actually having a discussion about this with someone today. Or was it yesterday? Where I got this? When you are in shape and you're constantly like, there's a consistent exercise, whether that be in the gym, running, jujitsu, fucking whatever martial art, insert. And then you have like a fucking off day, bender and eating, that shit goes away. I forgot who was talking about this. It goes away. Like you said, if you're active, dude, and you're always, that shit will go away. Now, if you eat it constantly, sure, it's going to show up on your body.
Yeah.
But it'll be much easier to burn it. That initial loss, right? Like
Yeah.
that initial loss is the hardest. Your initial 12 pounds, okay, that was the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
Now you may taper off at some point, who knows? But let's just say in a couple months you take a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks in which you're, I don't know, you're on vacation and fuck, you didn't okay, and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, fuck, I let myself go a little bit. The minute you start working out again in like 3 days, that shit's gonna be gone. It's all water weight, dude, and that's important. That's insanely important. But like that's also too, if you look at our society is very sedentary, bro. Very sedentary. A lot of the offices are all cubicles, right? Cubicle environments.
Yeah, that's jail, man.
Yeah, bro. You're never outside. You're never doing shit. You never fucking walk. And I've been in those situations, dude. I've been in good shape, like
Yeah.
working out all the time. Like I forced myself to run. I was a fucking maniac. But you sit in these cubicles,
Yeah.
your back gets fucked
Well,
up.
think of it. When you sat, you were young, right?
Yeah,
So
think
like,
about these. Yeah.
I'm 36 right now.
Get the fuck out of here. That's young, dude. What
I know,
are you talking
no,
about?
what I'm saying is I found out recently because going back to the first story with me running again after coming back from Florida, I was only 22, right? I can run a week and be like, I lost all that weight, you know? Now, because I started in January, new year, new me sort of thing. So
Yeah.
because I moved, so I have a big garage now, so I was able to convert like a quarter of that into a gym. So my wife and I both were like, listen, we had twins. That shit took our time. Like, I'm not making it sound terrible, but that is like, with, with COVID
hard.
and all that stuff, it was just like, it took all the time and energy, everything. So anyway, we made a pact like January 1st, let's do this. So all that stuff. Anyway, but I found out just probably starting last week is from January is when I started feeling like I was making progress. So here I am at 36. I started slow because I was like, all right, I'm going to do the push-ups. Because I'm not lifting weight yet. I'm lifting body weight.
Yeah.
Because I want to get back
Makes
to
sense.
calisthenics. My idea is I love mobility. Being martial artist and stuff like that. I'd rather be able to move, dodge when I need to.
Yeah.
And that's why I made that smart-ass comment with the gentleman to be like, hey, as long as you can wipe his ass, right? Because in my head, there's bodybuilders and then there's people
Yeah.
that are doing
Yeah.
it differently. But like I said, it's different body. I'm a slim body, so it works out for me. But I will want to lift. But the point is,
Which you should, by the way.
oh, absolutely, yeah. That's That's getting there. I'm building up very
no, absolutely.
slowly.
When you're ready, I'm just saying, like, I think it's imperative, for many. I'm not saying you have to like be like a bodybuilder, but definitely it's imperative for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So luckily I can lift heavy things at least.
Yeah,
I got that going for me.
For sure. You're always in the Parks and Rec.
Yeah, doing all that stuff
for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, no, it just I noticed it's taken me longer, like because my metabolism slowed down. Even if I was working, especially with winters and stuff, you're more or less sitting for hours plowing and stuff like that because we plow as well. But over the years, and because I always try to be active, I used to go on a lot of hikes and all that stuff like that, and this was the first time I noticed that my metabolism was starting to slow down. So when you're talking about cubicles, I'm 21 to 25, let's just say, right? I was in a cubicle, but I still work out. But the mentality of that over the years, when you're 50 years old, now you have to work twice as hard. But now if you let yourself go too long, your body doesn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, no, well, your metabolism, look, I'm not a doctor, but isn't there something like 25 or 26 is the peak in which
25, I think,
right? Or something like that. I don't know.
That's what they say.
Who's a doctor on here that just comment, please? I don't know.
How about Troy? Isn't he?
Troy.
Yeah.
Troy, is it 25 or 26, bro? And why are you letting Joe Campisi pull guard on you, brother? No, I'm just kidding. That's an inside joke from today. But yeah, no, it's definitely it gets harder as you get older. But I have this theory, and it's not backed by anything except my beliefs, and that's if you right, it's got to be the truth, bro. I'm saying it. No, if you when you look at people who are in their 40s and 50s, I have a couple that are coming to my mind right now, and they work out, man, they look fucking good.
Oh yeah, dude! Like those pictures of those 80-year-olds even.
Oh man,
that's what Instagram's good for.
Yeah,
well, it gives you motivation at least.
Yeah, dude. And
that's
it's the lifestyle choices, dude. It's the lifestyle choices.
Yes.
You talk about sacrifice. If that's the topic of the show, make a sacrifice, dude. Start fucking young now. Fuck it. Dude, I say this all the time. I would beat the shit out of my 20-year-old self in absolutely every mental, physical aspect. Maybe not with the stamina. I don't know, because I guess when you're younger you have that stamina. But
it's all mental.
It's all mental, right?
Unless you beat yourself up. Like you're talking about CrossFit. I feel like that's great, but if you don't do it right, I feel like by the time you're 55, 60, your body's gonna be like, well fuck you now.
Well, hold on a second. As jiu-jitsu, dude, our bodies are going through something right now. I don't know, bro. I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about the positives. I think I'm gonna be fine.
Well,
but bro, fucking crazy.
I was telling you off air, I was rolling yesterday, and my arm, I wasn't putting a Kimura, and I was just like, oh, whatever. And then the way I turned, thankfully, the guy I was rolling with was very experienced, and he was like, if I hold this, your shoulder's gonna be over there. So thankfully he let go, and then I woke up this morning and I was cleaning the house, helping clean in the house, and I went to reach up, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
My shoulder, I could feel the shoulder joint, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. So dude, I texted the guy, and I was like, thank you for being a good training partner. And he's like, look, I'm not trying to hurt people. I'm not trying to hurt my friends.
Yeah. No.
But thankfully, he was skilled enough to see that what was happening.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah. No, but also on this topic, I want to say something. I don't think you know.
I'm going to learn.
You know what I'm about to say. Yo, congrats, bro. You got your blue belt last night. You got promoted.
Oh, hey,
congrats.
Dude. Awesome,
yeah.
Man.
Leveling up, baby.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And that's so sick coming off of Jay Cuz's Cracked Out podcast because of what you said on there. Mm-hmm. And then to see it finally manifest is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. What are your feelings on that, dude?
I mean,
you got a good round of applause too. We were all pumped for you.
I mean, the biggest thing is I went in there that day. I knew it was Mike's class.
Yeah.
So I've rolled with Mike a lot recently, just to be and I ask everybody, all the higher belts I roll with, what can I focus on or fix to help my jiu-jitsu. I remember the one day, speaking of Campisi, I was rolling with him, and I asked him, I was like, hey, what can I fix? And he goes, oh, you got to know what I'm doing before I do it. And I was like, okay, I appreciate it. And I walk outside, and I was like, how the fuck does he want me to do that if I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing?
Dude.
How am I going to know what you're doing? You're like 4 or 5 moves ahead, and
Yeah.
I'm still like, oh, let me get my foot here so I can like maybe get into half guard. And by that time, he's already on my back, and I'm like, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
But I went up to Mike and I was like, hey, Mike, are you rolling today? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, can I get a roll with you today? I want to get what I can, like, I want to ask you what I can do to like eventually move up to blue belt, like what I can focus on. He's like, all right, yeah, whatever. Like, sounds good. So we roll. He tells me what I need to work on. And then like at the end, I see the like pure MMA bag. And like at this point, like I've gone into such a momentum or like a headspace where I'm like, all right, this is it.
Yeah.
And I've been let down just on my own terms, not on Mike or not on Andy, not on any of the other people. It was me.
Yeah.
Because I'm comparing myself.
Yeah,
Because I was like,
yeah, dude, that's I mean, not. I was about to say not. It's not that it's bad. You just can't do it because
Yeah.
everyone's got their own journey. But keep going.
yeah, and that's the biggest thing is I was like, everybody has their own story, everybody has their own path, and I was like, well, I'm coming to class, I'm doing everything, like I feel like I'm getting better, I'm surviving, like I'm not getting choked out within the first 3 minutes like I was when I first started.
Yeah.
Probably not 3 minutes, probably first 30 seconds. But I was like, I'm making these strides. I can feel it. And it was just, I was comparing because there's people that were getting their blue belt like that started after me.
Yeah.
And finally I was just like, all right, you know what, whatever. Just forget about it. It'll happen when it happens. And then all of a sudden he pulls, like he says my name, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Bro, I was so pumped when I heard your name because I recently just listened to your podcast episode in which you were talking about exactly what you just explained, right? And when he said it to Bongiovanni, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And then, you had a big applause, dude.
Yeah, and that's what talking to Scott, like I texted Scott the one day.
You're talking about Coop, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Cooper. And I was like, I texted him, like we were talking, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, look, just keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fine. Like you're making moves, you're doing things. Just it takes time.
Yeah.
It keeps showing up. That's all you can do,
dude. And you know what? It's like it's almost a thing too with jiu-jitsu. And every school has their own way of promoting. Mike and Andy know. And I know you know this. Yeah, Mike and Andy know. And, dude, they're going to promote you when you're ready. And that's what you want.
Yeah.
You don't want to be promoted too soon, right?
Yeah.
They know exactly when you need to be promoted.
That sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we were talking about before. It was like...
Oh, okay.
Every, what was it, 6 months, 3 months, whatever it was?
3 to 6 months,
you test
depending
for a
on
belt, but then it's like, oh, well, you forgot that. Work on that. Here's your belt.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be how much were belts? You had to pay for whatever it was. Anyway, that's awesome, though, because to me, like an outsider's perspective, that's what it should be. Is like, oh, here you go. Here's your belt. Because remember when I talked to you guys about what a black belt used to be, a black belt really was basically your white belt.
Yeah.
That just had so much blood and dirt on it from all the training that it became black. That's what a black belt was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that's years and years and whatever it is it takes. So I'm all about that. Like, so that's awesome, man. Congratulations on doing that, man. And
it felt good. It was like one of those things where I'm like, all right, now I'm like, and I even asked Mike, I was like, so what was like the final, like what was the transition? And he was like, look, the way you were doing things, how confident you were in certain positions or situations, like you were calm, you were collected, you were doing like moving your legs to get into like different positions to get out of like what I was doing. And he's like, you were putting it all together.
Yeah, no, and that's what happens, dude. That shit just comes with time. Like it just comes with mat time.
Mat time.
Like they
That's
say,
all it is.
the mat's the great equalizer. You start to just like something happens to you so many fucking times. There's no way in hell you will not learn how to defend it, or what movement to make, or what to be doing in this situation. It just comes, dude. And it's
muscle
awesome.
memory.
No, legitimately,
like you were
dude.
talking about, right? Because
dude, legitimately.
Yeah.
Like
you would start feeling, because when he mentioned the 5, like I said, I'm talking out of my ass because I never did it, but I can imagine body language.
Yeah.
You know, you can just feel what's happening slowly, what's next, and it just becomes muscle memory.
Well, like rolling with Todd, like I know when he's going for like the bread cutter.
Yeah.
Because he'll grab like a certain side of my gi, and I'm like, oh, here he goes.
Dude.
I mean, no matter what I do, no matter how I like get my foot, get in my hands, like he's still, it's just like a python. He's just like, he'll slowly do it, and then all of a sudden it's there, and I'm like, well.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Dude, Todd's good. I haven't rolled with him too much lately because he goes to night classes. I go to noon. Fuck.
Well, I pulled out a good old Rob Alex yesterday.
Yeah, on me.
On you. Because you like...
dude. Hold on, I'm going to tell this. So I shot a single, and you know, I didn't, for whatever reason, you were defending it very, very well. And all of a sudden, you just scooped in, and you rolled under, and in mid-roll, you go, thank you to Rob Alex. And I'm like, fuck you, what the fuck?
Yeah, you did like an arm drag and you ended up on my back.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Your one leg was in between mine. So I was like, oh, Rob Alex like taught us this. You basically you grab the leg and you kind of do like a forward roll, and you end up kind of in like almost like a single leg X kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it ended up with me kind of doing like a knee bar. Situation, and then we were just fighting from there.
Well, so just a little bit of a background for the folks there. Before coming on the show, I think it was last week, Anthony hits me up and goes, "Yo, dude, just so you know, maybe I'll come to class on noon Wednesday today, and we'll roll and we'll talk about it." And then he says, I think he said something about like something with ankles, right? Because you've been working ankles, right?
Well, with Steve.
Yeah, with Steve. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'll teach you how to like ankle pick."
Yeah,
so I was like, "Oh, I'll come to Wednesday and I'll ankle pick."
Yeah, Steve Martell from episode 64. So you ended up coming Friday last week.
Yeah.
And we had a good fucking roll. And I just remember that you went for a fucking ankle lock, and I was like, no, I'm not letting this happen before the show. And we were battling. And the same thing with the knee bar. That was funny. Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, it was good. And then I'm finally like, it feels like such a family there. Like it's awesome. Like being able to text Scott.
Fuck
like,
yeah, dude, Scott's the man, bro.
Yeah,
Scott's
brown belt coffee corner, coffee time.
There you go.
Yo, hold on, we're telling this story. Oh my god, we're telling this story.
That got my ass kicked.
Oh, dude, we signed our death warrants with that. Okay, so this was Friday. It was Friday.
Yeah,
it was the same day. Okay. So basically, folks, for those of you who may not know, in jiu-jitsu, the way that it works at our school, you learn a move, and it's usually about a couple moves, anywhere from 2 to 3, depending on who's the teacher, and you drill it for 30 minutes, and then the rest of the 30 minutes will be rolling, and that's live sparring, right? So it's fucking sick. So you actually apply what you learn. And we were doing a drill. We were partners, right? Mm-hmm. And Scott Cooper and James Fox, who are 2 brown belts, fucking savage fucking jiu-jitsu, great human beings, just savage on the mats though, are both brown belts. So they're just chilling there. They did the move and they start talking, and I turned to you and I was like, "Oh, must be nice, dude. Brown belt don't have to do anything." And then wait, what was it that you said? You said it was the brown belt coffee hour.
Yeah, because all they're doing, they're just sitting there like they're talking, and then he hears me and he looks at me and he's like, all right, we got first roll or second roll. Yeah. And then I tell you, it was like I was like a kitten and he was a tiger. He was just like, I'm gonna destroy you, dude. And he did. The whole round. I wasn't even able to like move.
He put me on 4 neon bellies in one round, and I was like, "This sucks, dude." Yeah. I was like, I was never gonna tap the pressure. I didn't tap to the pressure. I was like, "This sucks." And he was on a different form that day. He's always really good, but he looked at us and he was like, because we were fucking brown belt coffee hour that could be a podcast in itself. Yeah, right. Brown belt fucking coffee hour. Yeah. If you're a brown belt and you don't do fucking warm ups, you're brown belt coffee hour. And he just took that and he was like, "I'm gonna fuck you 2 up."
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And he got us.
Well, you had your one yesterday.
Which one?
When
oh my god, yeah, guys.
I'm surprised he didn't just.
Well, he did fuck me up, but it wasn't as bad as. He always fucks me up. I'm giving him some problems. He's good. So in the so basically what I said to him is, in the locker room there was a sign that says all trash gets emptied on Friday, so don't leave your trash behind. Something along the lines,
Like,
right?
don't leave your belongings.
Yeah, don't
stuff
leave
like
your
that.
belongings because the trash room gets emptied and thrown away on Fridays. So I told him not to leave his jujitsu there on Friday. But like that's such a bullshit fucking comment because he's got such great jujitsu, and he did beat me yesterday. But like it wasn't like that he was on a different form on Friday. He was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you too, and he did.
Yeah.
It's all
There you
good.
go.
It's not, we're sick human beings, dude. We just love fucking violence like that. It's all good. I love it. We're not sick.
So what's the mindset between going? Because we talked karate earlier. What was the mindset between karate and jujitsu?
I remember the first day, I was like, oh, I have my black belt in karate. Like, I'm good at standing up. Like, all right, cool. But the minute we get to the ground, I'm like a fish out of water. And it happened. Like, I can throw. I'm good with my feet and, like, my body positioning. Like, I know how to move.
Yeah, this dude was good.
Yeah.
You're the one that could do the Superman forward roll.
Yeah, we would have competitions like where we would put like kicking shields like stacked up, and you would just have to jump, or we would put them out, and you would have to jump far and like do a forward roll to get over the pads. So I would do that, and I think I've broken a couple toes.
Did you?
I was known for that. Just the way I would be able to block.
Oh, I thought you broke toes.
No, like
no. I was gonna say,
like
did you
during
catch? Because if you catch an elbow, dude, throwing a kick,
Like roundhouse kicks.
Oh yeah, for
like,
sure.
The way I would always just tuck.
that's the worst.
And
thing.
I like the top of their foot would hit my elbow, and I think I got Steph Carmine's.
Oh,
wife.
maybe. Yeah.
I think I got her.
And she probably cursed you out.
Yeah, her foot was like black and blue.
She's awesome.
Hold on. I want to.
I popped a toe on that. Like my toenail like blew out.
So I want to ask a question because I've heard this a lot, and I've never done. I've done Taekwondo years ago, so I never made it past white belt because I didn't stick with it. But I want to know. So like there is like this, and I'm gonna preface this. I don't mean this pejoratively or derogatory. Is it true that a martial art such as karate, taekwondo, or kung fu, while it definitely can help you in a self-defense, do you find it useful in a real-life situation? Because we were having this discussion last week, right?
Yeah.
When you were talking about how the points were being scored based off of if you would have hit, right?
Just talking about tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, tournament,
Like tournament with jiu-jitsu just seems like it's legit. It's a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
always mention it. What I like to hear is the fact that like you're basically simulating
Death.
murder
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time you guys roll. With karate, I never wanted to do the tournament thing because I didn't get it. Like you're doing point sparring, and I don't know if you did the same thing, but I know Mike always did it. Jay Cuz, shout out to you. He always did it, but it was always like, and he was really good. It's just, it's one of those things you can actually literally in a tournament throw a punch, not hit anybody, but if you yell or key loud enough, they'll give you a point. And I was like, how is this teaching us to like defend ourselves?
Yeah.
What is this
It's
doing?
just selling it.
And it's just selling. Exactly. It's just promoting the business, selling the thing, and it's just...
Well, and that's the question, too, because like, I'm not going to come out here, I'm not shit-talking karate or taekwondo, right? Because like I actually just recently listened to a clip of Joe Rogan who started out on taekwondo, right? Before he went to kickboxing and before he went to jiu-jitsu. And dude, like I'm sure that if you do everything right, Joe Rogan fucking knock you out. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, do you think there is a difference between the choreograph as opposed to the real life? Like, is there a way that what you guys learned would definitely help you in the streets without doing the katas? You know what I mean? Like that's sort of my question.
I think there would be. It would transition, but you have to be kind of careful what you do. Because
Okay.
I mean,
The same thing as jiu-jitsu, though.
You talk to like, is it Melvis?
Yeah, Melvis. Yeah.
So like, if you talk to him, he's like, if you hit somebody in the face with your palm, your fist, you'll break every bone in your fist. So like, it does it suit to like, oh, I'm just gonna knock this, like punch him right in the face. Like, is that gonna help me? No. But like, there's ways to de-escalate, or now doing jiu-jitsu, there's ways to hold people without doing anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Like like you've seen videos where they're just kind of like gift wrapping people and they're just holding people there for until the cops get there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like,
yeah.
So there's ways that anybody, where you can position yourself or move doing your angles, your cuts, your whatever, and it'll help you, but you can also defend.
Yeah.
So
like you said, muscle memory, reflexes, staying calm under certain situations. I remember my buddy's bachelor party ended up with a fight, but I didn't get into the fight because the bouncers were on it so fast. But just because this is when I went back to karate, which you never really lose it. But anyway, it's just the fact that, you know, I was sparring again, so kind of like the muscle memory and was coming back to me, and it was just, you just stay calm. Like, you don't get that adrenaline. You're just like, if someone like came after me, I would just probably on instinct like move out of the way, block it, whatever. I don't know if I would feel confident in like throwing a kick, because if you throw a kick and they just happen to grab it, you're screwed. But yeah, because for me personally, it's all about how to defend yourself in a situation. I mean, now I'm owning a house and have kids. Like, my biggest thing is like home invasion. Someone just busts down the door at 3 a.m. and then all of a sudden like shit's going down. You know, in my head, like I'm like, you know, I tell my wife, she would back me up, but I'm like, all right, I'm going down with the Titanic. You grab the kids and run. Don't start another family though. That would suck. But you know, she's like, oh, I'll just jump in on you and beat the crap out of them. But it's like, you know, you want to make sure you know how to as well.
Exactly.
And you know, that's what I'm looking at, like jiu-jitsu versus karate, the mindset with that, earning belts, because I don't want to say his name, but someone was promoted black belt. And the first time on the floor, and I don't know, maybe I was orange, green, somewhere in the middle. Within 2 seconds, I kicked him in the solar plexus. He went down on his knee. And, like, I looked right at the sensei. I was like, black belt? He didn't like that, but I was like, are you serious? Yeah. And you guys are talking now like you were making fun of a brown belt. And this is all jokes, obviously, but, you know, it's a serious thing. Like, he was ready to be like, all right, let's fucking go. I'll show you, you know. And then it was just like, yeah, you might be able to tap a black belt, brown belt, but in a situation like that, for the most part, they're gonna have more experience. And the way it seems like the belt system is you earn that experience.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know,
for sure.
And like, karate is great. I think karate, because there's a difference. I think discipline wise, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think Jake has mentioned it's kind of like nonchalant. Everyone's just kind of just doing their thing. But in karate, it's like you bow, everyone stays quiet. You know, as soon as the sensei comes out, that's it. Like, you do as they say. You say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, whatever it is. It's very traditional for the most part. I mean, our school was anyway. Yeah,
it was like going into first day, like I see people throwing their belts on the ground. Like, if we did that, like in the school, it would be push-ups. It would be like belts never touch the floor.
Right.
Even if you're tying it, you figure out a way. Like, I figured out ways to tie my belt without it hitting the floor.
Yeah, it's like promotion. It's like, oh, you're switching out belts to touch the floor. 50 push-ups after class.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But now it's just like I see people like, oh, I throw my belt on the floor.
Yeah. But it's more traditional too, because, you know, you bow the sensei, you bow his, or I forget who it was, but it was like the Okinawan founder.
The founder,
something like that.
So that would be like us bowing to Mike or Andy or whoever's teaching.
Yeah.
And then bowing to like those pictures behind, like on the back wall.
Right.
Okay, so you're bowing to who has come before you, basically.
Yeah. So that's interesting, like the lineage.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but yeah, that's why I never got black belt, because even going back the second time, like I was like, all right, maybe it's different. I mean, Jay Cuz was teaching, which, hey man, awesome job. The kids loved you, right?
Yeah.
It was just, I wanted to actually join. Like, I wanted to get a job doing it, but I told you guys when I first met you. But the story was basically like, I'm like, yeah, I can do this because I could train. I could, you know, it was all that stuff, because I love training, love sparring, all that stuff. And so I wanted to do it, but he couldn't pay insurance and anything like that. And I was going to get married that year. So, and I mean, like I said, no disrespect. Our sensei was on a journey for himself. to go as far of it with it as he can. So expanding his franchise. That's his journey. I don't know if you ever did. Did you do Landmark?
Yeah. We had to go down to like Tennessee.
We got to talk about that mindset because I heard very cultish, weird things about that.
Yes, very.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard about Landmark.
No.
So anyway,
I'm interested.
But I just wanted to say,
it's basically like going to see Tony Robbins, and you're just talking about your feelings and building you to make, and like shaping you and molding you to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they did it, it was like very brainwashy. The best way to like.
So basically, I guess their intention is to make you your best self, successfully wise, if that's even a word. But it's also saying screw everyone else in your life, focus on you, and because they make you like you can't leave until you like cry or something like that? Like
I don't remember that
or something.
But...
Some Reddits were saying because you said you have to like stand up in front of everybody or whatever, and they just like. They try to break you down. Yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't remember. I remember going in and like you have to like talk and you have to stand up and you have to tell like a little bit about yourself, why you're there, like your mindset and stuff like that. But it was more, like I said, more Tony Robbins, where he was like trying to build you up to make you a better person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't remember that part.
Well, because
maybe it changed.
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't know because you've done it. Because I know he was bringing people along to do it because apparently it's life changing. It works, I guess, for some and not for others. The way I've looked at it, because listen, I would love to have some rinsing, and like getting rid of a lot of stuff in my head, like bad programming. Let's put it that way. So at some point I looked online about this thing and I noticed you guys did it, but it went like down this Reddit rabbit hole of like someone's boyfriend did it. They wanted to do it together. They were like so close, and then he started doing it, and it was basically like, if she's not on the same page, you got to get rid of her.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't.
That was similar to you guys listen to Ashley.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, with the Lularoe, and they were trying to get all the husbands, like you're on the ship, and getting the husbands to fucking do, or the husbands were trying to get the wives. I don't know. Was it the wives trying to get the husbands, right? To get on it and leave their job or something. That's fucking.
Yeah, it was like some shitty. Yeah, and
that's I don't know, dude. That's a little interesting. That they would even try that. Like, I get working on yourself. Like, working on yourself's not bad, but and yeah, definitely focus on building yourself. But the one thing in life that's actually really interesting is when you work on yourself and when you grow is when it's like doing for others. Like, you know what I mean? Like helping others, having others help you. You know what I mean? Like that's growth.
Yeah.
But wasn't that's the question that you asked today, right?
So we can actually get to that, but the question I asked,
not to push it. I was
no, but it's actually a good segue because
Anthony's ready to leave.
Fuck this show. The setup changed, but no, I'm just kidding.
We missed Don.
No, but what's it
now
called?
Everyone's gonna be like, oh, he's trying to push it along. Like, fuck.
No. You're fine, dude. You're not. But this is a good segue because the question I asked wasn't so much. It was what sacrifices and changes have you made, because you did make 2 incredible sacrifices and changes that definitely benefited your health and your life, right?
Yeah.
And I've actually had some incredible responses. I'll go through them. And yeah, folks, like also with the show too, we're always trying to bring out positivity where we can, right? I do like to shit talk, and I will be shit talking a lot in the future now that I'm alone. But that doesn't mean that I'm not trying to be just spread positivity. So what you're about to hear right now are really fucking touching, some of them. So let's go to them. I'm going to go to one in the Instagram first.
This is where you need to put like the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, dude.
I told Don, I was like, listen, if he's taking too long, just make a funny face. I'll cut to you.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see right now. Okay, cool. So on the Instagram, we got my brother, Nick, your first Response. Thank you.
Yeah, it's usually your mom or Don's mom. Like,
Yeah. No,
messaging in,
dude.
or-
No, well, we usually do recently, especially with Being a Man 101. I think it was episode 62. A lot of fucking people respond to that one, and we usually get good audience. So we love you guys. You guys have been participating. We thank you for that. My brother, and this is awesome. So he left corporate America to start his own business. Now have more financial and personal freedom. It's true, dude. He's killing it right now. Companion Wealth Management, shout out to you guys, or to him, really. He's, doing incredible things there. So if anyone is looking for like a financial advisor, wealth manager, definitely check out Companion Wealth Management. And yeah, he does have time to do his own stuff, and he has financial and personal freedom. It's fucking awesome. And that's like
awesome.
A huge risk to take, right? You have everyone like that. Good, you have like the corporate America. You can make a entrepreneur. Andy Frisella, who I've he's got his own podcast. He always says it too. There's no moral aptitude, like there's no moral superiority in being an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, because a lot of people think that. But the one thing is that when those entrepreneurs, you can make a lot of great money, right? You go home and it's not on you. However, that financial freedom, and I'm sure you can get that. Or personal freedom, excuse me. You can reach that within the entrepreneur. If you're a high up executive in a organization and you're doing your shit and you're producing, they're not gonna bust your balls as if you're some low level entry level guy, right? But that financial and personal freedom, that's life, dude. That's fucking life, right? Not always being a fucking slave to someone. That's fucking life.
Hell yeah. I mean, how many years do you work versus how many do you actually live?
Yeah, I mean, and my goal right now, and I don't know if I'm saying it like correctly or not, but dude, my goal right now is to merge the two. That's why I'm where I am. A lot of you, for maybe new listeners, I left corporate America too, but I am also in an interim job right now as a bartender because I want to find what it is I really want to do, and that's important to me because I can fucking work my ass off. But I also need to like what I'm fucking doing. That's my thing. That's why I'm sticking with jiu-jitsu. That's why I'm sticking with this podcast, because I fucking like doing it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It takes time. I've been so many things in my life. I'm sure you have too. You have. And right now what I do is not my passion, not at all. But it's something that I can do
while you build.
While I figure it out,
Yeah, for sure.
Because, I'm working outside. I'm not in a cubicle. That's just one thing. I need to move.
Yeah.
That was the thing, So that's what it is. And for anyone out there in the same situation, find something that you don't have to hate your job. You don't have to stick it out for 30 years, as they tell you. There's options.
Yeah, no,
and even if money's tight, you'll find a way. I had a house, $13.50 an hour. Let's just fucking do it.
Yep. Love it. This next one, so these next three are going to come from three gentlemen that I met down at Guns and Geese, right? Three of my homies. First one is Billy Cardwell, and Billy Cardwell and Austin Schoenfield, they both responded, and they're doing the 10-day fast, the massive fast. I mentioned it on one of the early episodes, yeah, but one of them is literally completed. I think his last day was today. I think day 11's tomorrow. He can finally eat tomorrow. And the other one, that's Billy, God. And then Austin, I think, is on day 2 or day 3, so it's fucking cool. Go through I forgot what episode number it is, but just go through or go to massivesupplements.com if you want to do the Smashing Greens 10-day fast challenge. So Billy writes, the Guns and Geese class, the one I attended, class 07, the one we attended, excuse me, made me change how I looked at myself. When you put yourself around people who are in excellent shape, eat healthy, and are fucking savages, it made me strive to walk that path. So I had to change what I was doing on a daily basis. I got back in the gym, started lifting weights. I started going to jiu-jitsu more and trying to eat healthier. I then wanted to challenge myself more and do the massive 10-day Smashing Greens challenge to, 1, challenge myself, and 2, jumpstart my diet, and of course lose this little bit of belly fat that I had. Now he continues a little bit into it, so I'm going to get to that part. Up here, where'd he go? And just a little bit, I asked him as a follow-up, like, what's his mindset to it, right? Because you make a big change like that. He goes, It's going good for me. I just weighed in a second ago and about to post, but I'm at 168.8 and I started at 183. I would say day 2 and 5 were the hardest for me. After day 6, it's been a breeze. I feel a lot better. My skin feels better, but don't know how to really explain that one. And my stomach is flatter and can see my abs again without having to tighten up. Now, which is fucking awesome, dude. He sounds like he got over that little hump, that little climax, and he's fucking killing it and I'm pumped.
That's what we're talking about. It's like your body, you got to break through that, what your body's used to.
Yeah.
And then once you get over that hump, and then your body's like, oh, okay, I'm still getting nutrients.
Yep.
I'm still alive.
Yep. It's that shock is over, right?
We're not panicking. All right, we'll go with it.
Yep, for sure. And then
good job, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah, good job. And then Austin, he goes, for the day 2. Okay, so he's on day 2 today. Haven't felt too bad so far. Just keeping myself busy so the hunger, if it's there, is ignored, which is very important. Because if you think about it, you always want to eat. You always think if you're bored, let me fucking eat. Let me just grab. I just did it before you guys came here. I just got fucking cashews. Granted, cashews are good for you, but like you get a handful of cashews, you always want to eat, right?
Making nachos.
Right? Apparently, I've already lost 4 pounds. Fucking sick. So there's that. And then he goes, I will add, he's a police officer, by the way. Mm-hmm. I am working a detail for work, and the guy that I was working with last night kept eating. He goes, that chili sure did smell great. So did the Doritos. But, dude, that's hell, dude. That's hell to be by someone who's eating like that. Oh, my God.
Well, that's the mindset right there, dude, right? You can do it when someone's
like you were gonna say, that's testing yourself,
right? Dude,
if that guy's eating chili or Doritos, especially those Cool Ranch Doritos, I'll punch somebody for those.
You know what's crazy? I mentioned how offline how you said your wife can cook and your father-in-law. I was hungry when I was listening to that, and I was just picturing the food that they were making. I was like, oh my God, I'm starving.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to finish this?
I'll have a little more.
Go ahead.
And thank you again for the birch beer, and I think that's freaking awesome that he's doing that together with his
his son.
Kid. Yeah, his son.
All right, so this last one is fucking touching, and it's also from Jeremy. He was Vandervet. He was in Guns and Geese 07 with us. He's a really big story with this one, but it's good. I want you guys to listen, especially for some of you who may be going through some stuff. He goes, 2 days after I got home from Guns and Geese, which would have been March 8th, I picked up a few personal belongings and my 2 dogs and vacated my home to get away from a toxic marriage. 2 sides to every story, but it was due to significant and escalating verbal abuse, probably caused by her substance abuse issues. Anyways, moved into a hotel because that was a great idea for 3 days. It'll have been 38 days total here when I move into an apartment this coming weekend and get a few of my belongings back. The first few weeks sucked a lot, not having my home and any sense of normalcy. Spent too many evenings at the breweries and not doing the right things. Only thing that kept me mostly sane was having the dogs and knowing that they'd need to be walked and exercised so they can keep me from being at the bar all the time. I keep a post-it note on my desk at work that says, focus on what you can control. I've had this for years. Lost sight of it and had to pull my head out of my ass to realize the answer was right in front of me. Since then, probably a couple weeks ago, I've been diving into work and getting great reviews from colleagues. Been running 3 to 5 miles most days. Getting to jiu-jitsu at least once a week. My shoulder has been jacked up for some reason, or I would be there more. Not a super sacrifice story, which I disagree, but it's been a roller coaster of emotions, self-pity, and then finding the path back out. Not completely there, but definitely on the right track, and I think you will get there. This Guns and Geese chat group has been so much motivation comes from this chat string, which I do agree. The chat group's fucking amazing. It's amazing how fast we can hit a wall, and it seems like we'll never dig out. It all comes back to focusing on what we can control and not giving a shit about the rest. The rest will take care of itself. Cheers. And then he goes, he gets still 7 months of legal bullshit to get the divorce finalized, so hopefully I don't regress again. Don't think I will. No, you won't. Don't. You won't regress, and don't say you won't regress. Say you'll be fine, because the mind only thinks about fine. If you say that you don't regress, your mind only thinks about regress. Say you'll be fine. Silver linings. This is good. This is an inside joke. The hotel I've been living at had great sausages for breakfast. Bet you they don't fucking beat Eileen's though. Thank you, Jeremy, dude. That's a very crazy. Touching story, dude. I read that in the car before I came to class, noon class jiu-jitsu, and it made me think, especially that part where it's the control what you can control. And it's something that I need to focus on. It's something that I need to work on. But it's so much easier for me to say it right now. And then you just go right back into your thoughts. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude. So thank you for sharing that story, Jeremy. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Nick. And yeah, dude, like it's crazy, man.
The best thing to do, because I'm not going to go into it, but I've been through some rough issues in my life and all that stuff. But some trick that actually works is you look yourself in the mirror. When was the last time you actually stared at yourself in the mirror and looked at, like, you could actually look yourself in the mirror in your eyes and just look at yourself as if you're talking to somebody. A lot of times people like glance over their eyes unless they're putting makeup on. But sometimes they just don't want to do it. What you got to do is you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm awesome. Every day, every time you look at yourself, you go to the bathroom, any mirror, just look at yourself, say, I'm awesome. And then eventually that's just going to kick in. It's kind of like how Jay Cuz, again, shout out to him, but he's, his mentality when he goes on a mat is like, I'm the best, kill everybody. Kind of like that, but, make it your own. Like for me, it was like, you're fucking awesome. You're awesome. And then it boosts your your mood. And then just, even though it's hard as hell, it'll feel like your cheeks weigh 80 pounds each, but smile. Try to smile when you say it too, and like mean it. Get to the point where you actually mean it. And like mentally, it just starts growing and growing to the point where you do believe it. I don't know if you ever saw the show How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. There's Neil Patrick Harris, which some people think I looked like him for a while. But anyway, in the show, he literally said, like, everything. Yeah, now you see it. Yeah. He literally says, I'm awesome. Whatever it was, like, I'm awesome, awesome, awesome. And that's where I ended up getting it from, too. It's just, like, something that you just do. Like, you can be low. Because I got to the point, too, where I couldn't, I don't want to say I get so low where it's like you want to end everything, because I always say, always stick around. No matter how bad it gets, always stick around, because it's always going to get better. Yeah. But I got to the point where I would want to walk in like thunderstorms and see if I get struck by lightning. See what happens.
God damn.
So, but to get over that, because it just, shit mess you up, and something like this will mess you up for sure. Like if you're with somebody, it's a toxic relationship. Like,
but I think I'm positive he's gonna overcome that, because you have to, dude. The common, there's no joy without sadness, right?
Well, what's awesome is he realized it. Yeah, some people spend their whole lives.
That's the big part.
Yeah, I mean, right there is the first step, and then the rest is you're gonna do it.
Yep,
you'll get through it, and it's just that's just it's powerful, but just keep doing it every day. I'm awesome. Anytime you look at yourself, because a lot of times people have issues with themselves. From my experience, I've seen people, especially if they go to bars, they just want to erase their past and all that other stuff. And a lot of times people don't. Like I said, that's why I asked you guys. You guys actually can look yourself in the mirror, because that's a weird thing to ask, because it's like,
no, I look at myself in the mirror all the time.
But like in your eyes, like you're talking.
In my eyes, I look in there and
fall in love.
Well, no. Sometimes I fucking ask myself, Lauren, I ask myself, sometimes I just get really fucking honest with myself. I'm like, all right, this is going well, but this is where you gotta fucking work. This is where you gotta work. What's like, I'll talk to myself, and I don't fucking care, man. Like I gotta fucking, and I for the most part maintain a really positive, healthy mental relationship with myself. But that doesn't mean I'm like, dude, I've been known. There's one woman that's coming into my mind particularly who's told me that you're too damn hard on yourself. Outside, like my mom, my mom's told me that, but like I'm absolutely 100% hard on myself, and that's
natural.
It's natural, but I look at myself in the mirror and be like, bro, you got to do more. You got to do.
You're awesome.
More,
always said, like, you're fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
Coming. You know why? It's like because it took me a long time to find somebody. Like, not that I was looking, I thought I was going to be a bachelor forever, but then, you know, my wife, who I knew since kindergarten, came back into my life, and then it happens. So it's basically like, you know, the thing that you're looking for is out there, and it's coming, or it's getting to you as fast as it can.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how bad you think it is, it's coming. You just have to keep saying to yourself, you're awesome, or whatever works for you. For me, it worked like that. It's like, you're awesome. It's going to work out. Happy, healthy, and awesome. And my Twitter handle is Johnny B. Awesome. People are like, oh, you think you're awesome? And it's like, no, because every time I see the handle, it said Johnny B. Awesome.
Yeah, like be awesome.
Be awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, just every day until it's just natural, like in your thoughts. You know how some people like Don always, he'll talk about prayers, finding nice things to say in the morning and whatever, a ritual. Like, it's something like that. It's basically like, just look at yourself dead in the eye. You know, your heart. So basically, you're telling me when you look in the mirror, it's more like to have a one-on-one kind of conference call.
Yeah, legit.
To be like, hey man, you need to step it up. It's like, no, you're fucking awesome. Keep going. Whatever you're after is getting to you as fast as it can.
I like that.
I mean, that's what I always live by. Everything happens for a reason. That's my biggest motto and thing that I always say. Everything happens for a reason. You don't know it in the moment. You just say you get fired. Everything happens for a reason. That could be your stepping stone to being like, all right, I'm going to go and build my own company.
Mm-hmm.
Or, all right, now I have a chance to, go apply for whatever job that's going to make you more happy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think I sent it to Don because I've gotten more into looking at like the Bible and stuff like that. Every storm has its purpose. So it's the same thing, saying, but just say it a different way. But like what he was going through, every storm has its purpose. He's found whatever that is. Like, now he's gone into work. He's dived into work. That's made him better at his job. That's made him think more about like his dogs, about him. Every storm has its purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, for sure.
It's crazy to think about.
It is, and I like that. Every storm has its purpose.
Yeah, and it's hard to be in that mindset, of course, when it happens. And if you get into an accident, all you can think of is like the world's ending and like all this other stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's like, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And you just got to do that mindset. Just pick yourself up every single day until you're there, and then it'll just come naturally. Like I said, I'm happy, healthy, and awesome, and I wish everyone I know to be happy, healthy, and awesome.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I'm like starting to get into like deep thoughts, and when I get into deep thoughts, I get really quiet. So if you
I know.
come to me, dude,
This guy,
it seems like no, but I'm getting into a lot of deep thoughts right now. Fuck, that's awesome, dude. Awesome, dude. This was awesome show, and good job on what you did,
yeah,
man.
dude.
And congrats
That's
on
awesome.
your blue belt again.
Thank you.
Good job on taking control of your life. Great job on being able to be mentally tough and physically tough and getting there to where you want, right? You're going to keep going.
Oh, yeah.
What I like to always say is like a rule of thumb for a rule, just like not a rule. What is it? How I keep myself disciplined. I don't like to say motivated. How I keep myself disciplined is when I look at myself, if I'm really happy with the progress I've made, I get happy, but I'm never satisfied. And people will always be like, well, dude, what the fuck? Like, and it's like, no, I tell myself that I'm happy, but never satisfied because I know how long it takes to get the results, and I know how quick it takes to lose the results. Mm-hmm. So you're happy, but never satisfied. That keeps you going. That keeps you disciplined. So I, bid you a lot of, good luck for the future. You'll do fine. You've already looked great. So
yeah, dude, you got your muscle memory down.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, I appreciate coming back on. It was definitely a blast. I appreciate you letting me talk about the Dad and Ryan's. That's a huge, that's a huge thing. Even though it's such a short time.
Where can they find it? Like, is it
so
in stores?
I know you can find it. Well, it's not on stores, but you can find him on Facebook. and I believe Instagram, but I know Facebook, you just type in Dad and Ryan's Birch Beer, and then it'll go from there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you know their website? It's on here.
Oh, yeah.
It's bestbirchbeer.com.
Nice. Awesome. It was delicious. So
that's awesome. And like, I'm not a soda drinker at all. I'm lucky I don't have a sweet tooth.
yeah.
But this is nice. It's nice, and it didn't give me. I didn't feel like my heart was going to explode when I drank it.
Exactly.
So that's awesome.
Definitely a
Dude.
blast catching back up.
Yeah, dude.
I remember you texted me and you're like, "Hey, do you know these guys?"
Yeah.
And then Don texted me. He's like, "You know this John guy?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, he's good people." Like,
That's awesome. Yeah.
Great.
Well,
Like-
Well, yeah, no. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for confirming because
I wanted to make sure that you guys knew I was a real person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like, hey,
it's-
talk to him. I know them, and I know Jay, and that's the one good thing about social media is it enabled me to because Jay reached put on his timeline or reels about their show, and then it snowballed from there.
What'd you say? Everything happens for a reason.
everything happens for a
Everything
reason.
happens
That's
for a
right.
reason.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Well, that's the show, folks. Episode 66. You're listening to We'll Take It From Here podcast. We know you enjoyed it. Tune in next week. Goodbye.